העומר.
So Netivot Shalom, we continue the part with the Omer. So ובעניין זה, in this thing, all it says in the Avodat Israel from the Rav HaKadosh Mekuzhnitz, זכותו יגן עלינו, and he bring many time to have a teretz, right, an answer. So our poskim were asking question. Why we don't say the bracha of Shechianu on the mitzvah Omer, right? Every bracha that we do, or everything that we do once in a year, right? Or we're doing something like a Yom Tov, right? We have a Yom Tov, a Pesach, a Shavuot, right? We said Shechianu in the Kiddush. So here in the mitzvah of the Omer, why we don't say on the mitzvah Azmaniot? Because the time is triggering it, right? It's not like tefillin that we put every morning, but when we put the first time we put tefillin, we said Shechianu. So now we ask why here we don't say Shechianu on the Omer. So it says, according to what the Ari HaKadosh was revealing to us, that in the first night of Pesach, מאירים כבר כל הגילויים והערות של מהספירה. So the light, the spiritual light of the sphera, of the 49 days to come, actually the 50 days, right, are already been revealed at the first night of Pesach. He said, מוכין דגדלות וקטנות, like the great wisdom and the smaller wisdom. And by having all the mitzvot of the Leil HaSeder, eating matzah, drinking 4 cups, right? When the first day of Pesach is gone, then all of the spiritual light are gone together. But then during the day of the Sphira, we are awakening these lights by we counting first night, second night, third night, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, right, etc. And therefore, because we already had the night of the Pesach, we have the light, then there is no inyan here to say Shechianu, because it's not like a new light. It's the same one that was revealed on the first night, gone, and now we're bringing it back. And according to that, he explained also the She'ela of the Chacham, right? We have 4 sons in the Haggadah that are asking question. So the Chacham, the wise one, is asking, Ma edut v'chukim, what are these testimonials and the laws and the rule that Hashem commanded you? And he said, and his question actually is about the day, the avoda of the day of the Sphira. What are these tikkunim? What we're supposed to fix in the days of Sphira? Because if already at the first night of Pesach we have that spiritual light of the Sphira, all this enlightenment, then why we need to bring them again during the day of the Sphira? And the answer was, En maftirin achar Pesach afikoman. Right? Basically, you don't eat dessert or anything else after. But he said, but now he's starting to explain. He said there was time for us of revelations that from heaven they're giving us like freebies, gift of spiritual wisdom or spiritual light, and our heart and our brain have been inspired from that, and we have like motivation and everything to serve Hashem. And sometimes there are times when we are in a lower level, we are not so inspired, right? And this is the time when the evil inclination is fighting us strongly, that sometimes we cannot stand and we fail, right? We're going down and down and down. And our purpose is to prepare from the great time that we have, the time that we have been inspired from the spiritual light that Hashem give us, to the time that is darkness, and the evil inclination is fighting us. And this is the inyan of the first night of Pesach. This is a time of gadlut, of greatness. And then the light is gone. And then it's like we're going, it's like everything in life, we always go in peaks. We go up, 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 spiritual, and then there is a crash. Similar to when somebody drink alcohol or using drug, is feel high, 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 and then it's crash. So it's a spiritual crash. And we have like every week we have the same, Motzei Shabbos. Motzei Shabbos, most of us feeling down because the extra soul is leaving us, the spiritual light of Shabbat. So here we said the same thing. Pesach, the first night is a peak. We have the spiritual special light, not only of Pesach, but also of the Sphira. That light is gone, and now every day we're starting to climb again, up, up, up again, slowly, slowly, every day. These are the day of the Sphira. And from that strength of the first night that we have that light, we can actually achieve the same light of the first day. However, right, we need to now to put an effort, because that came to us as free, right? Because the night of Pesach, Hashem redeemed us from Egypt, regardless with the merits, because we didn't have the merit to be redeemed. All the Jews that were qualified for, the one that didn't want to remain, the one that wants to live, but they didn't have the merit, they were all redeemed. So that's a gift from heaven. We didn't work for it. But now, the days of the Sphira, we need to work for it. It's called Itaruta del Tata, waking up from below, from here. And also in explain, in the Siman At Bash, which mean Aleph, the Pesach, is like, right, so in Aleph Bet, we have like Aleph is represent the Taf, Bet is the Shin, right, and so on and so on. So he said Aleph Tav, Aleph, this is the first night of Pesach, which is against the Tisha B'Av, which is said in the first night of Pesach, we need to connect ourselves properly, right, in Hashem, with Hashem, that even that when the Tisha B'Av come, which is a day of darkness, the most one, right, because we lost the two temples at the time and many bad things happen, still we need to be connected to Hashem. This is our work when we are on the horse and when we are down. And according to that is also Mefarish when it says in the Pasuk, Emor el HaKohanim bnei Aaron, tell the Kohanim, the sons of Aaron, and ve'amarta elem, right? So he said, and our Chazal are explaining, what does it mean, Emor el HaKohanim bnei Aaron, right? He said, ve'amarta le'azir gdolim al haktanim, you should warn the great people about the small things. What does it mean? Le'azhir also now is playing with the word. Le'azhir is to warn, but le'azhir is also to light, to shine. So when the great time are shining on us, we need to take that to shine for ourselves, right? To remember that in the little time that we're facing. That when Hashem is helping us, giving us the Yemei Gadlut, the great days, then they're taking from us for whatever reason. But we already been there. We already know that exists. We already know that it's possible. That will help us in the lower time that we are. And he says in the Torah Tavot on the pasuk Al zot itpalel kol chasid elecha, that this is that the chassid should daven for you le'et metzo, for the time of finding something. What is it finding? Right? Al zot itpalel kol chasid elecha le'et metzo. So et metzo, the time of finding, this is actually when we're going out from Shabbos Kodesh to Yom Tov. Right? When we're going out, the Motzei Shabbos, as we just said, that it's a downfall. We're going down. So for that, kol chasid itpalel elecha, al zot she'yishaer b'mashu, that we're asking Hashem to leave something for us, something that we should not be really, really down and depressed when the extra soul is leaving us. We need something, like some kind of an impression, something that will help us, for the 6 days to come until the next Shabbos. And all we can further explain more in Rabbi Yochanan. So he said, "Le'olam al tihi mitzvat ha'omer kala be'enecha." You should never take the mitzvah of the Omer lightly. And then it says, "Ube'kedem yeshuv ha'diyuk," but it's then precisely in the pasuk, "V'ata et briti tishmor," you should guard, keep my covenant. He said, the mitzvat milah is mitzvat aseh, right? It's doing, to do the brit milah, it's something, it's an action. But to keep, to guard, is not aseh. It's okay, fine, watch yourself not to do something. So it said, "Vayat tzarich lomar belashon kiyum." You need to say in a language or in a word of doing something, because we need to count. We're doing something. So why it says lishmor, v'ata et briti tishmor. You should keep my covenant. Keep my covenant is no action here to do. But after all, it's a mitzvat aseh in before. There is an action here. So explain, because the main essence of the mitzvah, V'ata et briti tishmor, it's the shmira belo ta'aseh. It's like, it's not the brit milah itself. Yes, this is an action, mitzvah ta'aseh. But, it's like a diet. It's relatively easy to reduce weight. It's much harder to maintain it. So the mitzvah of the milah is really to remove that piece of skin. But to watch it, it's mean not to think about bad things, women, whatever, to do things that people sometimes do. That's the main part. This is the main difficult thing to keep. So this is the shmira. It's not aseh. It's don't do that. Lo lifgom b'gabei brit kodesh, right? Not to waste the sperm for nothing. And by doing that, we actually inherit the land, like Avraham Avinu. As he says after the Parashat Arayot, right? The Parashat Achremot, what we read not so long ago, right? In Yom Kippur. Don't impurify yourself in all of this, right? Don't be tameh, because this is what the goyim were tameh, and the land will vomit all the people over there. You should watch yourself not to do the same thing, because otherwise the land will vomit you as well. Chas v'chalila. He said the inheritance of the land is from the koach hashmira v'agedusha, when we're keeping that, when we're keeping the covenant, which is not to waste our sperm, literally. So he said also these days of the Sphira is also belotase, as it says, letaharenu miklipotenu mutomutenu, it's to purify us from the shell, from the tuma, etc. As the Ari HaKadosh said that the days of the Sphira, the main purpose is to fix the sperm for nothing. The Pgamei Brit Kodesh, Chonal Islam. And also he said that Shema itam yemei Sphira, olim begimatya, right? It says it's in the minyan El Chai, like a living God. And this is one of the holy name of Shem Brit Kodesh. And he says, the Midrash, Le'olam alti mitzvat Omer kala belecha, never take the mitzvah of Omer lightly, because even so, or even though the mitzvat Omer beikara, in main essence, is belot ta'aseh, is to keep us and watch and purify ourselves, but the same way, with the merit of the mitzvah of the Brit Milah, Avraham was inheriting the land. So the Omer is come to fix what chas v'chalila somebody did wrongly, and it's fixing it. And then this is actually keeping the covenant. They're all connected. And the meaning of that is lo taseh. Don't do that. What somebody used to do. And the same way the mitzvah Omer is by watching ourselves and purifying ourselves from the shell and from the tumah, bringing us to where? To the Kabbalat Torah. Eventually we're receiving the Torah because now we became a vessel. Like the same way that a woman is counting 7 clean days, right, in a period, and then she can actually be with her husband properly, right? So the same thing is us, particularly when we do that, purifying ourselves in the day of the Sphira. It's like 7 multiplied with 7. It's come to fix the Brit Kodesh, what we chas v'chalel somebody did. That will bring us to Kabbalat Torah and inherit the land like Avraham Avinu. And then we'll be purified. So Be'ezrat Hashem, every day that we count, every day, slowly, bringing us to there.